These days, I avoid to look at myself in the mirror. I feel as if I died a very long time ago. And all of these rituals, they were for nothing. I laugh whenever I see people begging someone to help them to become a ritualist. This is what happened in my life. I am writing this to you. I feel like I am about to cry because I have been carrying this in my heart for the past 16 years and it has been eating me alive. The guilty feeling that I have, it is even hard to look at myself in the mirror. Even to take a selfie, I feel as if the person on the other side is judging me for the stupid decisions that I took. As a South African, I went to Zim looking for magic money. If you are looking for magic money, or if you are thinking about becoming a ritualist to quickly get rich, please read my story before you make a mistake that you will never fix. It was back in 2010. I was struggling. I was working a useless job in a warehouse here in South Africa. Of course, I went to university. I have a degree, but I was unable to get a good job. I was working for the Pakistans. I was earning peanuts and they were always shouting at us at all the times, even though they gave us money that did not even help you solve any of your problems. It was just a matter of living from hand to mouth. I was staying in a shack, whilst I had other friends that I went with to university that were driving beautiful cars. I was desperate and I wanted that life. I had a mental breakdown. This was after I had lost my girlfriend to a guy that had money. It was on a weekend when we went out to a groove. Whilst we were there, I could not see where my girlfriend was. That was when I saw my girlfriend. She was getting into this other Range Rover. It was the most painful thing that had ever happened to me. I called her and guess what she said to me? Yes, it is me that you saw. Why are you calling me? You have your own private parts. I have my own private parts. So let me be. This is what my baby mama said to me. I started to cry, even though I was a little bit drunk, but because of the heartbreak, the pain that I was experiencing, I became sober, for this had never happened between me and him. It had never happened. I had left him in the location, went to university, and she never even cheated on me. But when I came back, when she saw that this guy, he has a degree, but he's not going anywhere with his life. And gents, I want you to be wary of your women. A woman, she can tolerate your poverty, but there is a time when she can't tolerate your poverty anymore. So that is what happened to this baby mama of mine. After she had seen that I was unable to get a good job, that was when she decided to break my heart. I had a mental breakdown and I said it is far much better that I worship the devil than for me to be poor like this. I had a friend who was also working for the Pakistans, but this friend of mine, he was from Zim and he was working as a gardener at the house of the Pakistan. I was the driver, so sometimes they would send me to go and collect some house at the Pakistan's house. I would go there and speak with this man who was called Simba. That was his name, and we would talk. He told me that his father was a big sangoma in Chipinge. He said his father had a shrine that made people to become millionaires overnight, and poverty was a choice. I asked him and I said, look man, Simba, I used to call him Power because that is what his name meant. And I would say, Power, tell me, why are you saying that your father can help people to become rich, yet you are working as a garden boy? But he will just mince his words. He will never tell you a proper answer. Anyway, I was very interested and I was greedy at the same time. I just fell for it. I did not even ask any question. Me and Power, we ended up going to Zim. After I had raised some money, we went onto the bus and we went to his village. The place was scary, man. There were mountains everywhere. Not your little mountains. I'm talking about people that built their homes in the mountains. When we were at his father's place, he said that he was going to assist me. I did not know that these people, they wanted to use me. We were staying at the compound. We were sharing this other mud hut. I was afraid of snakes because it is evergreen in their village, and in a place where it is evergreen, snakes are everywhere. I was told to write the names of the people that I loved. They said this to me: take this cow's horn, and there was a goat skin that was brought out, and I was given a bowl that had blood inside. I don't know if it was human or if it was animal blood. So I was using the tip of the cow's horn. I would dip it into the blood. Then I would write the names of my loved ones, the ones that I loved. So I wrote my mother's name, my sister, as well as my sister's kids, the twins. I loved them quite a lot. But they did not tell me that this was a sacrifice. They said that if I do this, then the ancestors will bless me so that I can be able to bless my relatives. They told me that we were binding my family to the ritual so that I can become rich. I honestly thought that I was going to become a millionaire. I did not know that I was putting my family in the line of fire on a hit list. After the ritual, nothing happened. Anyway, I was angry. I thought that they had scammed me, but I was not like real angry because I did not use any money except for the money that I had used for transport. So I just said, I want to go back to my country. These people, they do not know what they are doing. But what made me to stay at that compound was the cars that would regularly come. You would see that these people that are coming here, they are rich people. I then told my friend Power that I wanted to return back to South Africa. He spoke with his father, and his father told me to check my wallet. I opened it, and I swear to you, I saw a 10 rand note that was sitting there in my wallet. The wallet was empty before, and Power started laughing. He said, "You see, the magic is starting. You are already making magic money. By the time that we hit Joburg, you will be having a lot of millions." I was so happy. I actually believed him. I did not understand what was happening. The moment that we crossed the border back into South Africa, when I was in Zim, I did not have any communication with my relatives. They did not even know. To this day, they don't even know that I had gone to Zim. When my phone got the network when I was in South Africa and it wrote Vodacom, then my phone started blowing up. Many missed calls. I called my uncle back and he said, "Where were you?" He seemed as if he was crying. He then told me to quickly return to Joburg because I lied to him that I had gone to do a piece job in Mpumalanga. So we returned back to Joburg, and then that was when I discovered that my mom, my sister, and her twins, they were all dead. A truck lost its brakes and crashed into their car. They died instantly. 4 people gone just like that. I looked at my friend Power, and he was not even shocked about anything. He just looked at me and he said, "No, do not worry. Just think about the big money that is coming." But guys, the money never came. I never got the millions that I was promised. I never got any money at all. Since I was worried about the death that had happened in the family, I said, okay, it's fine. We will deal about this thing when we return back from the funeral. He then said that he wanted the wallet. I gave him the wallet because I thought that maybe his father had given him such an instruction. I was worried about the way that my mother and my sister and their kids had passed away, and they were still in the mortuary because they said that they can't bury my mom and my sister and their kids when I am not around. So I was worried about the funeral that was supposed to take place in the family, because to lose 4 relatives on the same day, it is not an easy thing. So power went on his way and he stopped working. And I don't know where he went to. He stole my wallet. There was nothing that was inside the wallet except for that 10 rand. When we arrived at the mortuary, as we were busy sorting out things for the funeral, there were strange things that started to happen. Well, at least we were in town by the robot, driving towards the mortuary. I saw my mother crossing the robot. When I wanted to speak, I heard someone telling me that what I was looking at was not like my mom in flesh, but it was her spirit. And if I was going to tell the people that I was with in the car that I was looking at my mother, they were going to know that it was I that had sacrificed my mom. I thought that I was losing my mind. When we arrived at the mortuary, when the bodies were being identified, I saw my mother blinking. She just blinked. It is something that you are not supposed to see a dead body doing. But I just remained quiet. Looking at my mom like that, it was something else. By then, I knew that I was the one that had sacrificed my mother and my sister, but I was trying to resist, telling myself that it was not my problem, and if it was me who had sacrificed her, I had done this so that I can be able to take care of the rest of the family. As for my sister, brother, when they showed me my sister, it was just too terrible. The two kids, seeing those small bodies, I almost collapsed because of the way that I was feeling so much pain. When I was crying, the family thought that I was crying all because of love. They thought I was a grieving son and a brother, but they did not know that I was crying because I was a murderer. Every time when I take a look at their dead bodies, I would just imagine the pain that they went through during their funeral. When we were walking out of the mortuary, I saw my mom, my sister, and the twins. They were following us, but I was afraid to tell anyone. The day of the funeral, your brother, it was very terrible. I was then told that I had to say something. I could not even say anything. I asked one of my cousins to speak on my behalf, and I pretended as if I was in pain. 2 months later, after the funeral, there was no money that came. I even lost my job. I was struggling quite a lot, and I was also drowning in debt. There were people that would come to knock at my door demanding their money. When these people were demanding their money, some of them, they would even refuse when I would tell them that I do not have any money right now. The man that I was working for, he just fired me for no reason at all. And some of them, they would beat me up and they would say that you have money. If we beat you, you will tell us where you are hiding the money. But they were just beating me because I did not have any money. At night, my mother would come to me and she will say to me, you have not yet been punished enough. I want you to get punished in such a way that you are not going to lose your life, but you will cry to God so that He can take your life away from you. You will beg for death to come to you. And a lot of people, they just hated me for no reason at all. I finally went to this other Sangoma in Soweto. I did not even tell him that I had gone to Zim. I just said, I am struggling. I have been fired. My family died. And I feel as if I had bad luck. He then threw the bones. And then he said to me, you are here. You want me to help you to get money. You already got your magic money from Zim. So why are you here? I asked him what he meant. He said to me, you went to the mountains to get money, right? And I said, yes. He said, you are a fool. Those people, they were looking to strengthen their shrine. They did not want to give the blood of their relatives. They looked for a fool like you. You went there, you ate with them, and you sacrificed your own bloodline. They did not even give you the wealth that will come to them. Where is your wallet, my boy? Where is that 10 rand? and I told him that I had given it to power in the confusion because I had lost my mother and I was focusing on the funeral arrangements. And he told me that the wallet was the one that was going to give me great wealth. But since they had already seen that you had sacrificed 4 people at once, this meant that these 4 people that I sacrificed, they are going to be made tokoloshis, and it will be a very powerful tokoloshi that will be using the spirit of 4 people at the same time, and there is no tokoloshi that is as powerful as that. I started to break down when this Sangoma told me this. He told me that I was supposed to be cleansed. I was desperate. The money that he wanted for the cleansing, it was a lot. I worked for a couple of months doing some piece jobs, and I returned back to him with 5,000 rands, and I gave it to him. Maybe I should have started a business, because after he took me to a river at night, and then he cleansed me in the river, and he said that life was going to be okay, everything would return back to normal. For a few months, it actually worked. I even got a decent job as a supervisor, and it was okay. Even the salary that I was earning, it was okay. I could not complain. Then all of a sudden, things got worse. I do not know how it began, but it just started coming back when I was saving money to buy a car. Do you know that I was once hijacked, brother? I was returning back from work. On that day, I did not want to use the company vehicle because there was this other girl that I was dating. So my boss, he would track me when I would be driving the car. So I did not want to go with the car to the other location. I reached out to the lady and she said, we'll meet at the taxi rank. We got onto the taxi rank and then we went to a location. We slept with each other. And as we were talking with each other, then she received a phone call and she told me to leave her mom's place because her baby daddy had heard that she was with another guy. So I just did not want to get involved in any violence. I then quickly hiked a taxi. This was somewhere around past 10 at night. And when I got into the taxi, there was no one except for the driver and 2 guys that were seated at the back. So I was sitting in the middle. I did not even think that this was not a real taxi, but they were tsotis. As they were driving, that was when those guys just got up and one grabbed me and choked me. And they said that they wanted money. They told me to open my phone, to open my banking application, and they saw that there was money. It was the money that I wanted to use to buy a car. They made me to withdraw the funds, and I sent the money to different accounts, and they took my phone, and they just left me in the middle of nowhere. That is how the bad luck returned back to me. My health is failing. My legs are always swelling, and sometimes I can't even work. I can't even walk properly. I feel as if I am being punished. I am writing to this channel because I have seen the comments. I see that there are people who know things. I see that there are traditional healers and prayer warriors in this community. I am begging for help. Is there anyone out there who has seen this before? I have tried to be washed in the rivers. I have tried the church to slaughter the God, but I am still having this bad luck following me. To the viewers of African Confessions, is there a way to pay back? Is there a way to do a go back to sender? I don't want their money anymore. I just want to live in peace. Please, if there is a healer or a prophet here who knows how to handle a ritual that went wrong, please give me your phone numbers. I'll be in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us talk with him in the comment section.